In this video, I'm making a kitchen unit thing out of scrap wood. That's Click and Play, welcome to my bomb shelter basement workshop. This one's going to be a filler episode. On this channel, I always try to make things I find interesting and learn some new skills in the process. This isn't going to be one of those times. Recently, I've been trying to get my content out every 2 weeks for a bit more consistency, but something happened in my kitchen. I've had to rebuild something, so this is going to be the video instead. My kitchen is tiny, so for the past 4 or 5 years, I've been experimenting with different things to see what works. Once I've got all those ideas worked out, I am going to fully rebuild it and make a really cool kitchen. But at the moment, it looks kind of rubbish. So let's head upstairs and see what's going on.
Okay, so this is the space that I'm sorting out. When I first moved in here, there was a cooker that came to about there, so it was almost impossible to get in the basement. Then I made this triangle cupboard thing that went there, but it was really awkward and didn't really work. I also did this wood paneling at the back. I had a stupid idea for it and I never finished it, so I've got to remove that. I've got to work around all this piping as well as keeping access to the stop tap, but I want to make use of that space. I'm going to try to do a very small shelf across there, a very small shelf across the back, so it doesn't get in the way of getting into the basement, but it also has some storage capabilities for like cups and plates maybe, and then maybe this area I can do some sort of cleaning supplies. I don't know, as usual, making it up as I go along. Let's remove this wall. This is horrible. I'd completely forgotten why I did it in the first place. I did this about 10 years ago when I first moved in. I like to think I've got a lot better at woodworking since then, and I've got a lot better at finishing my bloody projects. This is all very dodgy wiring. That's where the cooker went. That's where the plug sockets were. One of these runs off and powers some of the basement. I need to figure all this stuff out and do it properly, so I can turn my power back on because I'm desperate for a brew. But first I need to remove this wood. After removing all the wood, I turned the power back on, made myself a brew and sketched some janky ideas. Challenge here was to design and make something only using the melamine chipboard from the cabinet I had just dismantled, which means it's not gonna be pretty. A couple of videos ago, I made an end grain chopping board out of scrap wood, and it's probably the nicest thing I've ever made on this channel. However, this is definitely the ugliest thing I've ever made on this channel. But is it actually ugly if you can't see it? But before I could hide it with a door, I needed to make the second set of shelves so I could figure out how much room I had. Oh my god, look at my face. My nose hurts, and that is because of this thing. I hate it. I should wear it every time I'm chopping something because I've got a small workshop, but it's horrible. It hurts, it's uncomfortable as you're wearing it. It just drips with moisture. My face is just full of water now. So if anyone knows a better one that I should be wearing, please tell me, because I do need to wear one of these more often. Oh, and it gets covered with mold very quickly on the inside, which is a terrible thing for a breathing apparatus. Anyway, the shelves, they're done. I've got some edging tape on order, so I'll have to put that on. Now to ship them upstairs and probably find out I've measured something wrong. And for once, I'd done all my measurements correctly and it went in perfectly. So next, I was just going to chop the door down, fit some hinges, and get that attached. I hate fitting hinges, but I've not done too bad on this one. To attach the hinges, I just put a big chunk of wood here and here, and all I've done is screwed them to the shelf. The shelves are screwed in. It's quite secure. And once the door's closed, it doesn't look ugly anymore. But there is still a huge gap at the bottom, so let's go sort that out.
I forgot to film myself putting the edging strips on, but the shelf is looking really neat and tidy now. I still need to sort out that cable. I've put this trunk in, sorted out the dodgy wiring, plastered that. That all needs sanding and painting, but that's not part of the video. So the final bit is gonna be the top section here. I've only got a few bits of this countertop left, and if I stick it all on, like so, good. It looks rubbish. And that gives me the excuse to make this video a little bit more interesting. Eventually, I want to do a really cool kitchen rebuild with all the ideas I've been experimenting with. One of those ideas is gonna be to make my own really interesting worktop. So this gives me the perfect opportunity to test that out and make it look a little less ugly.
So sweet to me. This is where I wanna be. On up with you, supersonic. We're on fire, rockin' love alive. On up with you. Just in the backseat of the Beamer, put my feet up high.
I need a lot more wood. It's Wednesday. I want to get this video out on Sunday. Probably not gonna add a countertop. Oh. Game on. I just remembered I have loads of offcuts from the chopping board Christmas present last year and the wedding present wine stand. So it's gonna make this really interesting. Let's see if it works. Got one of the sections glued up, looking really interesting, but it's now 9:15, so I'm gonna stop cutting because I don't want to annoy my neighbors. But it wouldn't matter anyway because I don't have enough wood to do the next section. It's only a shallow bit, which is 14 centimeters wide, but it's 75 centimeters long. And yeah, I've run out of wood, so I'm gonna leave this to dry, try find some more plywood from somewhere, and carry on tomorrow. Some of my scrap pieces weren't long enough, but if I sandwiched them in between two pieces that were long enough, it made them usable and it should make the glue up a little bit easier. The big slab is now dried. The small pieces for the next glue up are also dried. I got some wood from work, but it was really thin, which meant I'd need to use a lot of glue. So I've decided to use one of the nice sheets of plywood I've been saving for a special project. Hopefully this will get this thing done.
On up with you, supersonic. We're on fire, rockin' love alive. On up with you. Just in the backseat of the Beamer, put my feet up. How you feeling? Yeah. Just in the backseat of the Beamer, put my feet up. How you feeling? Yeah. Just in the backseat of the Beamer, put my feet up. How you feeling?
Both pieces are now straight, but I need them to be flat, and that's where the video could go very wrong, because I'm going to run these through the planer. It's been alright on regular wood. I don't know what it's going to be like on plywood. Now, if I was running the plywood lengthways, I think it would be fine, but I'm running it widthways, so there is a chance it's just going to separate the blocks of wood. Planer didn't actually go that bad. It absolutely ruined the backside of the pieces because it was a piece that it was knocking it away, it was ripping it out. If I was doing it again, I would stick a regular piece of timber to the back, knowing that was going to get sacrificed and chopped off at the end. So now I'm going to give it a quick sand, add some corners to it, and see if this thing fits. At this point, I should spray it with water to pop the fibres, sand those fibres flat, then add some food safe epoxy, and then sand that entire thing flat as well. But I'm not gonna. This wasn't supposed to be a finished project. It wasn't even supposed to be a video. It was supposed to be just scrap wood, me throwing something together quickly. That hasn't happened. It's now Saturday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I want to get the video out tomorrow, but this is an experiment, so I'm going to test out one last thing. I'm going to use some black wood stain on plywood. Always want to see what this looks like.
that turned out pretty horrible. Not completely horrible, but there's tons of mistakes and there's things I did wrong, but it works. That's what I was after. This wasn't supposed to be a video, it was supposed to be a quick fix, but it turned into an experiment, and I'd rather make all the mistakes now with some scrap wood than next year when I'm paying for really expensive wood to do it. The small cupboard thing on the left-hand side, if I was doing it properly, I'd make the shelves wider. Obviously, I'd also put a back on it so things don't fall off. The hinges kind of worked, but there's a gap. A little bit horrible, but whilst fitting them, I came up with ideas so that I can improve on when I do it properly. The shelf unit turned out fine. It's shallow enough that it doesn't get in the way at all when I'm getting into the basement. I did realise that my wall isn't straight, so I'm gonna have to factor that in when I make a proper version. The countertop, I obviously rushed that. I mentioned a few of the things I should have done. I definitely should have sprayed it with water to pop the grain, because after adding the wood stain, it's gone all furry, it's gonna need another sand anyway. Obviously, if I was going to use plywood properly, I would give it a coat of food-safe epoxy as well. It also needs a couple more coats of wood stain because it's not really that black, but it still looks really cool. It was a very good experiment. So that's it for this video. Hopefully this one gives me enough breathing room to finish my other one, get that out in 2 weeks' time. As usual, if you got any tips, questions, or suggestions, stick them in the comments below. If you could subscribe, that would be amazing. And I'll see you in the next video, 2 weeks' time.